So we're going to start with seated marching because it's a great warm-up and it works on the core if we do it correctly. I see a lot of people not doing this correctly, so here's the way to do it, and then I will offer some modifications. Basically, seated marching is we want to be up as tall as we can with something, imagining that you have a book on your head. And then we want to just march, right? This is pretty simple. And we want that slow, right? You want to keep it slow. You want to keep it even. We're going to do this for about 30 seconds. And, excuse me, since this is my workout, it's going to probably, you're going to hear all the warts and everything. Great. So by now you might be feeling a little bit of the work going on here, right? I'm keeping myself nice and tall. I'm using my abs to brace so I can lift my leg. I'm doing it slow and controlled because the faster I go, the less my body has to work. Good. All right, now on to the next exercise. So these are rotations you saw me just do, right? I'm just turning very slowly and then getting the head involved at the very end. And again, keep this pain-free. Don't go, I have a lot of rotation in my torso. I'm lucky. I try to keep that because you never know when you're going to have to look over your shoulder. I've also been told I need to rotate and leave my head going forward. And you want to know a secret? I don't count. Look, there we go. I just changed that. I'm keeping my head forward and I'm rotating my torso. Either way, you know what the fun thing about doing your workouts is you can make them whatever you want. In the beauty of your own home, you don't have to be so locked into what everybody else is doing, right? We're going to finish up on this side. Good job. So now we're going to do something called the sumo stretch. A wonderful instructor out of Chicago taught me this. She's a yoga instructor, Liz. And you bring your feet nice and wide and you externally rotate your feet and reach out. So we're activating the outer thigh and then we reach in and we reach out, right? And we reach in. This also is a gyrotonics movement. If you don't know what that is, call me. I'll explain it later, right? But it's a great hip warm-up, right? We don't usually internally and externally rotate our hips. And out, we're going to do 2 more. Again, work at your own pace. This should feel good. Good job. Now we're going to do a combination of a hamstring and a toe reach. So take one leg, it doesn't matter which one, reach it out here. We're going to reach up nice and tall and we're going to bend down and try to reach our toes if we were going to do our toes and then come up slowly. Again, you do not have to do my range of motion, do your range of motion. Go where it feels good. Warm-up should not feel bad, and I'm going to alternate because I like alternating, right? Reach, brush the feet, and I don't know if you noticed there, but I have better range of motion on one side than the other, as most people do. Good. You know what I forgot to tell you is this workout should take about 15 minutes. That's my goal. Good. Oh. So I'm going to do 1 more each side. And eventually, if I stick with this workout, I will be doing this standing. All right. So now we're going to go to the standing portion. And I would recommend, if you can, have a chair in front of you. I'm going to do a side view because I don't need the chair. but we're going to do a standing hip extension. And hip extension means we're going backwards, right? I'm going backwards. But I want to put my hands on my hips so I make sure that I'm not arching my back, that I'm keeping my torso here nice and straight, and my glute is doing the work. So I literally step back, brace, and try to reach. Remember, during the warm-up, everything should feel easy. We're just trying to wake up our muscles, make them pay attention so when we need them, they're ready to work. We're going to do 2 more each side. Good. Maybe one day I'll coordinate and get music because I like music. Now we're going to do butt kicks, which are exactly as they sound, but I'm going to, notice I have high-tech toys with me. I'm going to put this here. This is a reminder, since I can't see myself, that I need to keep my knees from coming forward, right? Good. So this stretches the quads, which is the front of your thigh, and works your hamstrings, which is the back of your thigh, and a little bit of your core, because again, we don't want to go into that extension. If you're unsure on your feet, this is where your chair would come in. You would hold on to the chair and do this, or you can hold on to a wall. And my form will not be perfect because I'm working back into this just like you are probably. All right. So now we're going to do circumductions. And if you can do it without holding on, your chair would be here, but a circumduction is just this, right? Again, warming up that hip. We stretched it, and now we're going to warm it up. And it's also a good balance exercise. You do not have to go at this pace. I like moving a little faster. Switch legs, and same thing. And if you notice, I'm trying to keep my foot straight forward. I'm not doing a ballet exercise, right? I'm trying to get all around my hip. If I want to be, you don't have to do that. That's just me getting a little bored. Good job. Calf. So my calves are very tight. So I'm going to stretch my calves in what I call 3 directions because muscles wrap. They don't just run in a straight line. So I'm going to step back, and then I'm going to check to make sure my heel is straight. It's not internally rotated or externally rotated. I think I said that backwards. But I'm going down, and since I have tight calves, I want to roll through them, right? I want to push and bring it under. Most of my weight is on my front foot. And I kind of tilt tension and release, tension and release, tension and release, and I'm also getting a nice stretch in my toes. And then I kind of want to hold it, and I say oscillate. So I'm trying to keep my big toe down while I'm trying to get this soleus and gastrocnemius to let go. All right, now I'm going to do a pigeon toe, which is really hard. So do this if you need to make sure that you are holding on to something. So I get a slightly different stretch by putting my heel out and my toe in. Again, pain-free. Don't do things that hurt. And now I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to bring it heel going back that way and out. And again, still working. The weight is mostly on the front. One more, and we're going to switch sides. Same thing, other side. So I take that foot and I put it back and kind of find, number 1, always stay safe again. But I try to find an area where I feel tension but not so much my body's trying to protect itself, right? It's a stretch. It feels pleasant. Now, I also have some cranky knees, so this knee right now is not exactly happy. So I may change this in the next workout. Woo! Obviously, I can't stay straight. Woo! So, keep safe. Hold on if you need to. So obviously, my right calf is much tighter than my left. So now we're going heel, going that way, and rotating through that. Remember, you want to roll through your entire foot. And I'm doing this kind of barefoot is because I want to start training my feet to feel the floor. We put shoes on, we kind of take some of our proprioception out of the equation. Now the heel is going in, toe is going out, and I pretty much don't feel this one at all. Good, 4 more, but I do need to work on my balance. I need to be calmer, slower. All right, I have all my exercises written down here. Oh, yes. So the last one I like to do is leg swings. And I'm going to get a yoga block, and I'll show you why. I have one. I don't. So I don't have a yoga block, but what a leg swing looks like is this. My carpet is fairly thick. It's just this. And I know I wobble, but I'm just trying to get a nice swing, opening up that hip. So these are more for your fascia, which is the stuff that everything is built around, meaning all of your muscles, your connective tissue throughout your body is surrounded by something called fascia, and it's very thin and web-like, and it's fluid. And meaning that it's fluid means that it can get dehydrated. Guess what dehydrates it? Well, not drinking enough and sitting for long periods of time compressing it. So like a sponge, it gets compressed and then it just sticks there. Well, guess what it's sticking to? Your muscle, and then nothing moves. So this is just a way to kind of get it hydrated. Again, you really want to watch no swinging, no upper body movement. I put my hands a lot on myself to remind me. And then the other side. And there's something always nice with a little bit of a lip on it. So you notice I'm standing on a thick carpet or a yoga block or a step so that you don't have to hike your hip to get the swing. All right, that is our warm-up for today.